Hi, welcome back everyone. This is the Happy Toolbox, and this week we're diving into something a little bit different, and that is AI art generation tools, specifically MidJourney. MidJourney is a Discord bot server you get invited to. You can either sign in if you have a link on midjourney.com, or you can apply for the beta. I've had friends get this in about a week or so. So if you're interested in that, stick around, and here we go. So to start off really quick, an overview, once you get invited to MidJourney, they basically give you a welcome, and then they tell you one of these newbie threads that you can test out in. And you get about 8 images that you can test. So how this works, as far as I can even figure it out, this is some crazy level AI that is scanning the internet for every possible image and piece of artwork and making an interpretation of whatever you type as a text prompt. So here you can see someone typed in a massive futuristic spaceship in colorful clouds, and then they gave all these details. And there's kind of varying ways you can do this. There's a lot of numbers here. I haven't gotten extremely deep into that, but basically what the bot returns is something that looks like this, which is pretty insane. This is probably better than anything I will make in my lifetime. But if you take a close look at it, it looks like something you understand, but the closer and closer you look at these things, you kind of don't really know what's going on. So if I look over here, this looks like a really cool spaceship scene, right? But I mean, it's really just a bunch of random pieces and parts that the AI has put together. And while this is amazing and cool and people are doing insane stuff with it, like if I just scroll down here, someone's telling the AI how to do a massive futuristic robot dog, and they're literally iterating on that until they're getting things like this that they're happy with. Again, though, like if you look closely at this, what is this? You know, it looks really cool, but like, what's this guy over here? And does this make a lot of sense? So what I think is really cool about this tool is it is almost your partner in brainstorming. So let's say I have an idea on the tip of my tongue about this dog that I want to create in 3D or in another art program, and I can't quite conceptualize it. I know I want some massive futuristic robot dog, but you know, just starting the process of that is kind of laborious. And so here I can type, I can iterate, I can bounce ideas basically off of this AI engine, and now I have a pretty good blueprint of something I want to create inside of a 3D program. That is until this AI takes over everything and we're all slaves to it. So you have 8 free images that you can do here. Then past 8 images, do a subscription plan. I know, boo subscription plan, but I mean, this is a pretty insane tool. I'm happy to pay for it. Hopefully I'm not paying for the downfall of my entire career. But if I go to my Discord friends list, I now have the MidJourney bot because I pay for a subscription. So you can see here, I was typing in things like twirling 3D illustrations, clouds, cotton candy, shiny toy, and getting something like this. So let's go ahead and dive in and see how this program works. So if I go down here to the message, I'm basically messaging the MidJourney bot. And what you have to do is hit \, imagine, and then any prompt you want. And this gets more and more complex, as you saw in previous examples. People are typing very specific things, but you can type whatever you want, very plain language, and this AI is going to understand some of that. So let's just start off with a basic. Let's say we want to create some type of stylized robot bird creature. So what I'm going to type in is a 3D illustration of a cute bird robot, period. Let's see what happens here. So basically I hit enter, it says waiting to start. The bot is warming up and it's going to start building this. So as you can see, there's a little percentage going on over here, 16%, and the images will get clearer and clearer. And what happens is they give you 4 options. And this happens pretty fast. I'm not really speeding this up at all. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's looking a little more robotic than when it first started. Okay, so basically it returned this. So if I look at it, I mean, that's looking pretty cool. This is already really cool. I really like this top left one. So what happens is they give you these buttons here. One is kind of redo this thing. So just resubmit it and return something else. And then there's all of these U top level ones mean up-res, and they're in relation to these 4 quadrants. So up-res 1 is this one, up-res 2 is this one, up-res 3, up-res 4. And then V is in terms of variation. So let's say I really like this top left one. I'm going to click variation 1. And you can click all of these if you want, but I'm just going to go with variation 1 right now. So I'm going to click on that. Submitting that same prompt, but now saying, hey, I really like this top left one. Let's get started and make a bunch of variants of it. All right, so it returned this. So we kind of have our same looking bird from up here in the corner, but now we have a bunch of different variants of it. This is looking pretty cool over here. You know, I think, again, that's the power of this tool to me. I mean, again, one day it will enslave us all, but currently it's a really good inspiration tool where, you know, this doesn't quite make sense, again, if you look closely at it, but I really like this eye shape. I really like the head shape of the bird. So maybe I'm going to go into my 3D program and kind of recreate this and mess around with similar color palettes that's returned back. Okay, and then the last thing you can do here is I can up-res one of these. So let's say I really like that top right one now. I'm going to choose up-res 2, because that is the second one. Okay, so it returned the up-res version, and if I open it up, it's a lot clearer. It did a pretty good job with this. A lot of times I get a really painterly effect, but maybe because this is so clean and we said 3D illustration, it came out pretty good. But as you can see, you know, the feet, it's kind of like what's going on with that. I don't really know. The AI is trying to make sense of images on the internet. From there, I just want to show you how our text prompt can change the look of this. So let's say I take my same text prompt, \imagine, paste my text prompt in, a 3D illustration of a cute bird robot. So let's see what happens if I put period, multi-metal panel armor, lasers shooting from eyes. Let's see what this does. So the reason I wanted to put that in is I wanted to show you how that completely changed our results based upon adding a few more lines behind it. Now I have this. I mean, that actually looks pretty freaking cool on the bird's kind of owl eyes there. But obviously this is like really zoomed in. So let's try another similar prompt. Bird robot with hyper detailed metal armor. I'm going to hit period, and then I'm going to say wide shot, and then also comma tilt shift comma center framed. Now sometimes when you put this in, again, I haven't quite figured this all out myself, but camera language and techniques really fall into play here. So if you know camera terms, if you know lighting terms, that's going to go a long way here. Some of the formatting is kind of the problem I'm running into currently. But as you can see, you know, I said center framed and I said tilt shift, and we are definitely getting a tilt shift effect going on these comps, which is really cool. Okay, and it added some metal armor going on. So let's say I like number 2. I'm going to go version number 2. And there we go. And again, you could up-res these. I mean, just a lot of really cool inspirational stuff. And then lastly, even though there's tons you can do with this, I just wanted to show you that you can also reference artists. I'm going to do a more famous artist. I'm going to take out a 3D illustration, and I'm going to put a cute bird robot, Pablo Picasso style. Let's see what happens here. Picasso does a lot of stuff like this. So, okay, look what it returned. So we have way more of a flat kind of geometric impressionist style that Pablo Picasso would have done. Hopefully this is of interest to you guys. I know it's not a Cinema 4D tutorial, but I'm gonna be using this in my Cinema 4D work, again, for inspiration. If you'd like this video and subscribe to the channel, that would help me out a ton, especially after the AI overlords take over. If you're interested in more in-depth inputs into MidJourney and you'd like to see another video like this, let me know. And yeah, I'll catch you next time.